Hi guys, this is the second part of my anger sermon. I'm sorry I had to stop the sermon. It just happened. Uh, Praise for judgment. He brought me forth also into a large place. He delivered me because he delighted in me. The Lord rewarded me according to my righteousness. According to the cleanness of my hands hath he recompensed me. For I have kept the ways of the Lord, and have not wickedly departed from God. I have kept the ways of the Lord, and have not wickedly departed from my God. For all his judgments were before me, and as for his statutes, I did not depart from them. I was also upright before him, and have kept myself from mine inquiry. I was also upright before him, and have kept myself from mine inquiry. No, mine iniquity, sorry. I was also upright before him, and have kept myself from mine iniquity. Before the Lord hath recompensed me, according to my righteousness, according to my cleanness in his eyesight. Praise for mercy. With the merciful thou wilt shew thyself merciful, and with the upright man thou wilt shew thyself upright. With the pure thou wilt shew thyself pure, and with the froward thou wilt shew thyself unsavoury. And the afflicted people thou wilt save. But thine eyes are upon the haughty, that thou mayest bring them down. For thou art my lap, O Lord, and the Lord will lighten my darkness. And the Lord will lighten my darkness, and the Lord will lighten my darkness. For by thee I have run through a troop, for by thee I have run through a troop of demons. By my God have I leaped over a wall of uncleanness. As for God, his way is perfect. His way indeed is perfect. The word of the Lord is tried, tested, and true. The word of the Lord is tried, tested, and true. He is a buckler to all them that trust in him. He is a buckler and a protector to all those who trust in him. For who is God save the Lord? And who is the rock save our God? Our God is the rock. Our God is the Lord. Praise for strength. God is my strength and power. He maketh my way perfect. God is my strength and my power, and he maketh my way perfect. He maketh my feet like hinds' feet, and he setteth me upon my high places. He teacheth my hand to war, so that a bow of steel is broken by mine arms. Thou hast also given me the shield of thy salvation, and thy gentleness has made me great. And thy gentleness has made me great. Thou hast enlarged my steps under me. Thou hast enlarged my steps under me, so that my feet did not slip. So that my feet did not slip. Praise for vengeance. I have pursued mine enemies and destroyed them. I have pursued mine enemies and destroyed them, and turned not again, until I had consumed them. And I have consumed them, and wounded them, that they could not arise. Yea, they are fallen under my feet. For thou hast girded me with strength to battle. Them that rose up against me hast thou subdued under me. Thou hast also given me the necks of mine enemies, that I may destroy them that hate me, that I may destroy them who hate me. They looked, but there was none to save, even unto the Lord, but he answered them not. Then did I beat them, as small as the dust of the earth. I did stamp them, as the mire of the street, and did spread them abroad, and make them rot. Thou also hast delivered me from the strivings of my people who need to uprise. Thou hast kept me to be head of the heathen. A people which I knew not shall serve me. A people for in time which I knew shall not serve me, so which I separate my great profit from. Strangers shall submit themselves unto me. Strangers shall submit themselves unto me. As soon as they hear, they shall be obedient unto me. As soon as they hear, they shall be obedient unto me. strangers shall fade away, and they shall be afraid out of their close places. The Lord liveth, and blessed be my rock, and exalted be the God of the rock of my salvation, the Lord himself. It is God that avengeth me, and that bringeth down the people under me, and that bringeth me forth from mine enemies. Thou hast lifted me upon high, above them that rose up against me. Thou hast delivered me from the violent man. I have pursued mine enemies, and destroyed them, and turned not again, until I had consumed them. And I have consumed them, and wounded them, that they could not arise. Yea, they are fallen under my feet. For thou hast girded me with strength to battle. Them that rose up against me hast thou subdued under me. Thou hast also given me the necks of mine enemies, that I may destroy them that hate me, or despise me. They looked, but there was none to save, even unto the Lord, but he answered them not. He did answer them not. Then did I beat them, as a small speck of dust on the earth. I did stamp them as the mire within the streets, and did spread them abroad, and even made them rot like bread. I don't know, I couldn't think of anything else, so yeah, that's what you're getting. Thou hast delivered me from the strivings of my people. Thou hast delivered me from the strivings of my people. Thou hast kept me to be head of the heathen. Thou hast kept me to be head of the heathen. A people which I knew not shall serve me. A people, all of the heathen which I knew, shall not serve me. Strangers shall then submit themselves unto me. As soon as they hear, they shall be obedient unto me. Strangers shall fade away, and they shall be afraid out of their closed places, as they know this man is of the Lord. The Lord liveth, and blessed be my rock, and exalted be the God of the rock of my salvation. It is God that avengeth me, and that bringeth down the people under me, and that bringeth me forth mine enemies. Thou, Lord, also hast lifted me up upon high, above them that rose up against me, and that did me evil many a times, yet I still blessed them and loved them none the less. Thou hast delivered me from the violent men. Thou hast delivered me from the violent men. Praise to the Lord. Therefore I will give thanks unto the Lord among the heathen of all heathens, and I will sing praises unto the Lord's name, unto my rock's name. Therefore I will give thanks unto thee, O Lord, among the heathen of all heathens and the heathens of hell, and I will sing praises unto thy name. He is the tower of my salvation, is the Lord, for he is king, he is my rock, and sheweth mercy and kindness and peace and joy to his anointed, unto David and to his seed forever, forevermore. Okay then, I have to find the next part of this sermon. Sorry, God does have a bit of a tendency with my sermons to put them in completely different sections of the Bible. But that is the Lord's way, so if he wants it, that's how it shall be. God's anger. And the Lord was angry with Solomon. And the Lord was angry with Solomon, because his heart was turned from the Lord God of Israel, which had appeared unto him twice. And the Lord was angry with Solomon, because his heart was turned from the Lord God of Israel, which had appeared unto him twice, and had commanded him concerning this thing, that he should not go after other gods, but he kept not that which the Lord commanded. Wherefore the Lord said unto Solomon, Forasmuch as this is done of thee. Wherefore the Lord said unto Solomon, Forasmuch as this is done of thee, and the Lord has not kept my covenant and my statutes, which I have commanded thee, I will surely rend the kingdom from thee, and will give it to thy servant. Notwithstanding in thy days, I will not do it for David thy father's sake. I will not do it for David thy father's sake, but I will rend out of the hand of thy son. Howbeit I will not rend away all the kingdom, but will give one tribe to thy son David, my servant's sake, and Jerusalem's sake, which I have chosen. Solomon's adversaries. And the Lord stood up an adversary unto Solomon, Hadad the Edomite. He was a king of the king's seed in Edom. For it came to pass, when David was in Edom, and Joab the captain of the host was gone up to bury the slain, after he had smitten every male in Edom. For 6 months did Joab remain there with all Israel, until he had cut off every male in Edom, that Hadad fled, he and certain Edomites of the father's servants, with him to go into Egypt, Hadad being yet a small child. And they arose out of Midian, and came to Paran, and they took men with them out of Paran. And they came to Egypt, and to Pharaoh, king of Egypt, which gave him a house, and appointed him victuals, and gave him land. And Hadad found great favour in the sight of Pharaoh, so that he gave to wife the sister of his own wife, the sister of Taphanes the queen, and the sister of Taphanes bare him Genubath his son, whom Taphanes weaned in Pharaoh's house, and Genubath was in Pharaoh's household, among the sons of Pharaoh. And when Hadad heard in Egypt that David slept with his fathers, and that Joab the captain of the host was dead, Hadad said to Pharaoh, Let me depart, that I may go to mine own country. Then Pharaoh said unto him, But what hast thou lacked with me, that behold thou seekest to go to thine own country? You do not lack, you are my prophet. And he answered, Nothing, howbeit, let me go in any way. No, let me go in any wise. Nothing, howbeit, let me go in any wise. And God stirred him again, another adversary, Rezin the son of Eliadad, which fled from his lord Hadadezer, king of Zobah, and he gaveth men unto him, and became captain over a band. When David slew them of Zobah, and they went to Damascus, and dwelt therein, reigned in Damascus, and he was an adversary to Israel all the days of Solomon, beside the mischief that Hadad did. He abhorred Israel, and reigned over Syria. And Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, an Ephrathite of Zidah, Solomon's servant, whose mother's name was Zariah, a widow woman, even he lifted up his hand against the king. This was the cause that he lifted up his hand against the king. Solomon built Millo, and repaired the breach of the city of David his father. And the man Jeroboam was a mighty man of valour. And Solomon, seeing the young man that he was industrious, he made him ruler over all the charge of the house of Joseph. And it came to pass that time when Jeroboam went out of Jerusalem, that the prophet Ahijah the Shilonite found him in the way, and he had clad himself with a new garment, and they two were alone in the field. And Ahijah caught the new garment that was on him, and rent it in 12 pieces. And he said to Jeroboam, Take thee 10 pieces, for thus saith the Lord, the God of Israel, Behold, I will rend the kingdom out of the hand of Solomon. Behold, I will rend the kingdom out of the hand of Solomon, and I will give 10 tribes to thee, Israel. But he shall have 1 tribe for my servant David's sake, and for Jerusalem's sake the city. No, the city which I have chosen out of all the tribes of Israel, out of all the tribes of Israel, because that they have forsaken me, because that they have forsaken me, and worshipped Ashtoreth, the goddess of the Zidonians, Chemosh, the god of the Moabites, and Milcom, the god of children of Ammon, and have not walked in my ways, to do that which is right in mine eyes, and have not walked in my ways, to do which is right in mine eyes, like you have, and to keep my statutes and my judgment, as did David his father. Howbeit, I will not take the whole kingdom out of his hand, but I will make him prince all the days of his life, for David's my servant's sake, whom I choose, because he kept my commandments and my statutes. But I will take the kingdom out of his son's hand, and will give it unto thee, even 10 tribes, and unto his son will I give 1 tribe, that David my servant may have a light always before me in Jerusalem, the city which I have chosen me to put my name there, the city which I have chosen me to put my name there. And I will take thee, and thou shalt reign according to all that thy soul desireth, and shalt be over Israel. And it shall be, if thou wilt hearken unto all that I command thee, and wilt walk in thy ways, and do what is right in my sight, to keep my statutes and my commandments, as David my servant did, that I will be with thee, and build thee a sure house, as I built for David, and will give Israel unto thee. And I will for this afflict the seed of David, but not forever. Solomon sought therefore to kill Jeroboam. And Jeroboam arose, fled into Egypt, and to Shishak, king of Egypt, and was in Egypt until the death of Solomon. Okay. 10 tribes rebel. So when all Israel saw that the king hearkened not unto them, the people answered the king, saying, What portion have we in David? Neither have we inheritance in the son of Jesse to your tents, O Israel. Now see thine own house, David. So Israel departed unto their tents. But as for the children of Israel, the faithful, which dwelt in the cities of Judah, Rehoboam reigned over them. Then King Rehoboam sent Adoram, who was over the tribute, and all Israel stoned him with stones that he died. Therefore King Rehoboam made speed. He gat him up to his chariot to flee to Jerusalem. So Israel rebelled against the house of David unto this day. Jeroboam's withered hand. And it came to pass, when King Jeroboam heard the saying of men of God, which had cried against the altar in Bethel, that he put forth his hand from the altar, saying, Lay hold on him. And his hand, which he put forth against him, dried up, so that he could not pull it again to him. And it came to pass, when King Jeroboam heard the saying of the man of God, which had cried against the altar in Bethel, that he put forth his hand from the altar, saying, Lay hold on him. And his hand, which he put forth against him, dried up, so that he could not put it in again to him. The altar also was rent, and the ashes poured out from the altar, according to the sign which the man of God had given by the word of the Lord, according to this sign which the man of God has given by the word of the Lord. And the king answered and said unto the man of God, Entreat now the face of the Lord thy God. Entreat now the face of the Lord thy God, Jehovah, Jesus, Yeshua, and pray for me, that my hand may be restored again. And the man of God besought the Lord, and the man of God besought the Lord, and the king's hand was restored him again, and became as it was before. And the king's hand was restored to him again, and became as it was before. The king's offer refused. The king's offer refused. And the king said unto the man of God, Come home with me, and refresh thyself, and I will give thee a reward. And the man of God said unto the king, If thou wilt give me half thine house, I will not go in with thee, neither will I eat bread nor drink water in this place. For so was it changed me by the word of God, saying, Eat no bread, nor drink water, nor turn again by the same way that thou camest. So he went another way, and returned not by the way that he came to Bethel. Now there dwelt an old prophet in Bethel, and his sons came and told him of all the works that the man of God had done that day in Bethel, the words which he had spoken unto the king. Them they told also to their father. And their father said unto them, What way went he? For his sons had seen what the man of God went, which came from Judah. And he said unto his asses, Saddle me the ass. So they saddled him the ass, and he rode thereon, and went after the man of God, and found him sitting under the oak. And he said unto him, Art thou the man of God that camest from Judah? And he said, I am. Then he said unto him, Come home with me, and eat bread. And he said, I may not return with thee, nor go in with thee, neither will I eat bread nor drink water with thee in this place. And he said, I may not return with thee, nor go in with thee, neither will I eat bread nor drink water with thee in thy place. For it was said to me by the way of the Lord, for it was said to me by the way and the word of the Lord, by the way and the word of the Lord, Thou shalt eat no bread, nor drink water there, nor turn again to go by the way that thou comest. Thou shalt not eat bread, nor drink water there, nor turn again to go by the way that thou came. He said unto him, I am a prophet also as thou art. I am a prophet also as thou art. And an angel spake unto me, by the way of the Lord, saying, Bring him back with thee into thine house. Bring him back with thee unto thine house, that he may eat bread and drink water. But he lied unto him. So he went back with him, and did eat bread in his house, and drank water. Okay, the disobedience of the prophet. And it came to pass, as they sat at the table, that the word of the Lord came unto the prophet that brought him back. And he cried unto the man of God that came from Judah, saying, Thus saith the Lord, Forasmuch as thou hast disobeyed the mouth of the Lord, and hast not kept the commandment which the Lord thy God commanded thee, and camest back, and hast eaten bread and drunk water in the place of the which the Lord did say to thee, Eat no bread and drink no water, thy carcass shall not come unto the sepulchre of thy fathers. And it came to pass, after he'd eaten bread, and after he drunk, that he saddled him the ass, to wit, from the prophet whom he had brought back. And when he was gone, a lion met him by the way, and slew him, and his carcass, the carcass. And behold, men passed by, and saw the carcass cast in the way, and the lion of the devil, the lion that is the devil, standing by the carcass. And they came and told it in the city where the old prophet dwelt. And when the prophet that brought him back from the way heard thereof, it is the man of God who was disobedient unto the word of the Lord, Therefore the Lord delivered him unto the lion, which hath torn him, and slain him, according to the word of the Lord, which he spake unto him. And he spake unto his son, saying, Saddle me the ass. And they saddled him. And he went and found his carcass in the way, in the ass, and the lion of the devil standing by him. The lion had not eaten the carcass, nor tore the ass. Okay. Just necessary for the sermon. An abundance of rain. An abundance of rain. And Elijah said unto Ahab, and Elijah said unto Ahab, Get thee abundance of rain. Get thee. Sorry guys, I got that wrong there. And Elijah said unto Ahab, Get thee up, eat and drink, for there is a sound of abundance of rain. So Ahab went up to eat and to drink. And Elijah went up to the top of Carmel, and he cast himself down upon the earth, and put his face between his knees, and said to the servant, Go up now, look toward the sea. And he went up and looked, and said, There is nothing. And he said, Go again 7 times. And it came to pass at the 7th time, that he said, Behold, there ariseth a little cloud out of the sea. There ariseth a little cloud out of the sea, like a man's hand. And he said, Go up, say unto Ahab, Prepare thy chariot, and get thee down, that the rain stop thee not. Prepare thy chariot, and get thee down, that the rain stop thee not. And it came to pass in the meanwhile, that the heaven was black with clouds and wind, and there was a great rain. And Ahab rode and went to Jezreel, or Jezebel, and the hand of the Lord was on Elijah, and he girdled up his loins, and ran before Ahab to the entrance of Jezreel. Okay then, here we go. Israel will be victorious. Israel will be victorious. And behold, there came a prophet unto Ahab, king of Israel, saying, Thus saith the Lord, Hast thou seen all his great magnitude? Behold, I shall deliver it unto thine hand this day. I shall deliver it unto thine hand this day. And thou shalt know that my master is the Lord of all lords, God, Jehovah, Yeshua, the mighty Jesus Christ. And Ahab said, By whom? By the power of the Lord. And he said, Thus saith the Lord, even by the young man of princes of the provinces. Then he said, Whom shall order the battle? And then he answered, Thou. Then he numbered the young men of the princes of the provinces, and they were 232. And after them he numbered all the people, even all the faithful, being 7,000. And they went out at noon. But Ben-Hadad was drinking himself drunk in the pavilions, he and the kings, the 32 kings that helped him. And the young men of the princes of the provinces went out first. And Ben-Hadad sent out, and they told him, saying, There are men come out of Samaria. And he said, Whether they be come out for peace, take them alive, or whether they be come out for war, take them alive. Whether the demons come out for peace, take them alive, or whether they be come out for war, take them alive. So these young men of the prince of the province came out of the city, and the army which followed them, and they slew every one of his men. And the Syrians fled, and Israel pursued them. And Ben-Hadad, the king of Syria, escaped on a horse with the horsemen. And the king of Israel went out, and smote the horses and chariots, and slew the Syrians with great slaughter. And the prophet came to the king of Israel, and said unto him, Go strengthen thyself, and mark, and see what thou doest, for at the return of the year the king of Syria will come up against thee. Fighting in the plain. And the servants of the king of Syria said unto him, Their gods are gods of the hills, therefore they were stronger than we. But let us fight against them in the plain, and surely we shall be stronger than they. And do this thing, take the kings away, every man, take the kings away, every man out of his place, and put captains in their rooms, and number thee an army like the army that thou hast lost, horse for horse, and chariot for chariot. And we will fight against them in the plain, and surely we will be stronger than they. And he did hearken unto their voice, and did so. And it came to the pass at the return of this year, that Ben-Hadad numbered the Syrians, and went up to Aphek to fight against Israel. And the faithful were numbered, and were all present, and went against them. And the faithful pitched before them 2 little flocks of small children. But the Syrians filled the country. Israel victorious again. And there came a man, and there came on God. And there came a man of God, and spake unto the king of Israel, and said, Thus saith the Lord. And there came a man of God, and spake unto the king of Israel, and said, Thus saith the Lord. Because the Syrians have said, The Lord is God of the hills, and he is not the God of the valleys. Therefore will I deliver all this great multitude into thine hand, and ye shall know that I am the Lord. And they pitched one over against the other 7 days. And so it was that in the 7th day the battle was joined, and the faithful slew of the Syrians 100,000 footmen in one day, 100,000 demons in one day. But the rest fled to Aphek in the city, and there a wall fell upon 20, and 7,000 of the men that were left. And Ben-Hadad fled, and came into the city, into an inner chamber. Thank you. This was my anger sermon. All the best. Bye.